No, it's not. Yeah. Good.
All right, call the meeting to order. We'll have the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Trustee Malinsky.
Here.
Trustee Connor.
Here.
Trustee Herzog.
Here.
Mayor McFetrich.
Here. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
So move.
And a second? Any corrections? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Presentation of petitions, communications, and general question period for members of the community. I'm gonna put him right in just a second.
Yep.
As we have no one here from the community, well, we do from the neighboring community, we'll dispense with that. So Mike, why don't you go ahead and introduce John?
So this is John Higgins from the town of Shazy, takes care of the water and wastewater and whatever other duties that need to be done in Shazy. I asked him to come here tonight. I need to upgrade my locator for locating underground utilities. What I have now is a single frequency locator, which doesn't work on some of the stuff. It's really hard to locate, and quite often, like when we were doing this water project, there was lines I couldn't locate, and I have to keep calling him and trying to see if he could come out and he would locate our lines for us. He's been in the locating business even prior to his employment at the town of Shazy for I don't know how many years.
9 years of experience.
So
doing this.
he knows a lot about it, and it's basically the same unit that I'm looking at. So I asked him if he would come and at least explain a little bit about the unit to you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, John. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. His biggest problem is he has one frequency on there. With one frequency, you can get away with it for quite a bit, but I would say probably for 70% of his stuff. He kept calling me out to have me locate lines for him that even with this in my hands, I wasn't able to find them. You really need multiple frequencies. Just for whatever reason, I don't even know if scientists can explain it, but for whatever reason, some utilities, like sections of it, will locate just fine on the same frequency, but then all of a sudden it just disappears and you can't find it. That's when one of the tricks is to change frequencies. Just go all up and down. I think I had like 30 different frequencies on this, and just eventually, most of the time, one of them does work, and you can just pick right off where you left off and keep going. It's just a far superior tool to this. This is great for entry level type stuff, just to learn on. But
This one we've had for I think about 8 years. We got that, I think back
The
in
beginning
16.
of the water project?
Yeah, like back in 16.
Yeah.
And I originally had bought this one because the former person that was in Shazy, they had one, this same unit, and I borrowed it, and we ended up buying the same unit because if I needed help with it, like anything, you need seat time. And so he let me borrow it, and I was able to locate, actually way back, I think when they did the roundabouts, we had lines, and I was able to locate some of the stuff. I said, wow, this seems to work when I started, but I didn't know at the time. And technology has changed so much in 8 years that they have, the one looking at, they have multiple, they had like 7 different, and now they combined them all into one, so you can do so much more with one unit. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Otherwise, do they pretty much operate the same? Or-
same principles. Yep. Everything I would do with this one, I would do with that one.
Okay.
This just had limitations. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we know we need one.
Yeah, so, the unit, well, I don't know if you want me to wait till it's my turn, but the
No, go
unit,
ahead.
I did print out some papers. The unit I'm looking at, now they have them which is called iLock. So that will Bluetooth to my GPS unit. So, whatever I have on top of the ground, you can see, whether it be water shutoffs, curb stops, sewer manholes, this kind of stuff. you can actually see it, you can go out and you can shoot your points with a GPS. Anything underground, I mean, we put this new water line in, I was able to shoot on that line as it was exposed and we put it in. That stuff I have, but anything that we have that's buried, there's no way to get to that to actually shoot points with a GPS. So this unit, they have, it's $474 more, but you have to order it with it when you order the unit, it can't be something that's added after. This would Bluetooth link to my GPS, so I could go down the line and as I shoot, it would upload points into my diamond maps.
Wow.
So I can actually put the lines in exactly where they are, as we shoot them.
Wow, that's pretty beneficial.
It's called subsurface maps through diamond mapping, but it's for underground stuff. I mean, if you got it exposed, obviously, you can see what's there and it's easy to do, but once it's buried, and even stuff that's been buried for years that I have no idea where it was, with this, I'll be able to locate it and actually put it in maps. As we locate it, we can upload the points. So I think that's a huge, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because every time I get a ticket, you know, if somebody calls in a dig ticket, they wanna fix a sewer line or for a construction project, I have to go out and try to locate our utilities because, where our utility is, it's the diameter of the utility plus 2 feet on either side. Well, if I'm off on that utility and they dig and hit it, I mean, they're not liable. And that's huge if you don't want them busting through a water main or you know, a gas main or fiber or whatever. So that's huge to be able to know where your utilities are. Once you map them, you have that. That doesn't go away, that's there. And it's not just for me, it's for whoever's after me, because God knows when I started and still, the maps we had are, they're tough. There's not much information on some of the, you know, some of the maps.
Yeah.
Even one of the last projects we did, not this one, but prior, when we got done the project, if I went to shot what I shot with the GPS, we would have nothing because the contractor never provided as-built for the
Yeah,
job. And
right.
which makes it, you don't know when you start, and if once you're 2 years in, if they don't give you as-built when you're done, you've lost all that information.
Yeah.
So, so I'm looking to purchase a new unit, I mean, we'll still use this one, keep it, but the other one will be the primary unit.
Are there any drawbacks to this one, John?
Just the price.
Yeah.
That's,
Now,
yeah.
how long have you had this one?
This is my personal equipment. I
Oh,
use
this
it
is
for
your
the town.
personal,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but I've had this one for 5 years.
okay.
Yeah.
No.
I learned on that 9 years ago what he's trying to go after. This one, I just went for this one because I like the color. But I wished I had gotten that one because the ergonomics are way better and it just floats in your hand, whereas this one I'm fighting with it all the time. But that's what I learned on. That's what I recommend. They're the same price.
Okay. Is there something new that's right around the horizon that's gonna have different bells and whistles? You know how they are always updating, have you heard of anything?
Well, I haven't, this is the newest style, but I suppose it's like computers, right? You buy a
Yeah.
computer and there's gonna be something else that comes out. Of course, computers, within 6 months.
Yeah.
So, no, this style here is more of, I would say a professional unit. This is what the people that mark out for DigSafe USIC use. I'm not sure on the phone company, I think the line department, I believe in Ross Point has the same style. I don't know if it's the 8200 or the 7200 model, but the same model. It's like everything, they suppose they upgrade. It's like a new truck, you know, a new model. Well, in this style, they had like 6 models. Some were tailored to different applications, and now they combined them all to one model, so you can do everything with one model.
Does the board have any questions here, comments?
No, I think it's a good idea, and plus probably save a lot of time too.
Yeah, and if I can't do it, or if we have a hit, then we're, you know, John's been really good. He's came up, you know, every time I called him, he came up he's at home, he's done work at night, and we can't find the service that the contractors dig, and we're looking for a water line, can't find it. And they dug a stretch, he comes back out and located it for me. The other nice thing is, with this style, he's familiar with it, so, if I run into problems, I've got somebody in the next town over that, if you need a call, or he can help me, or if I gotta go there, whatever, and that hands-on, it's a seat time, it's like anything,
Yeah.
you've gotta learn it. Just like this, when I first started, I'm like, well, I don't know if I can do this. I'm going out and the line's going this way, that way, and I'm like, I can't do this. We dig it, and that's the way the line was. It's the way they put it in, but you don't know because you can't see it. I did print off, and I do have one more company gonna send me, I'm waiting for an email, so if I can get the same unit for less, obviously I will. I did print off a sheet for you guys with the cost, cost with the accessories, which is the eye lock, that's the Bluetooth to go to, our GPS, so we can put it in Diamond Maps. Lithium battery, they run on D batteries, and you can only get, depending on how much power it's drawing, but, you know, if you get 12 hours on a set of D batteries, they recommend going with lithium ion battery pack, on both the transformer and the receiver. And then, there's a couple other, there's a signal clamp, which looks like this, so if you put it around a conduit, it sends a signal through, so if you gotta trace a conduit, it's really the only good way when you got a conduit, you can't clamp to it. And then there's one more thing on here, it's called a Duck Hunter traceable rod, and that's a 300-foot, it's basically like a fiberglass rod, and it's got a copper wire in it. So if you have, say, a sewer line, you can run it down the sewer line, you can clamp this locator to it, and you can trace that right where it is. Actually, John sent me a link, and the link he sent me is less expensive than where they had quoted me for this unit by a couple $100. So there'd be two companies that I'd be purchasing the equipment from. The total cost, I don't know the freight, because it says plus shipping, and it's tough. It's tough with the shipping part of it, but I know the total cost is gonna be it's gonna be less than, I'd like to go a little bit extra just in case, but you're looking at, I'd like to get the board to approve up to $13,000 for locating equipment. The unit itself is a little over 11,060, and then you need the batteries and the accessories, so just wanna make sure we're covered. The other thing is, January, the prices went up, but when I talked to this fella, I told him our next meeting wasn't until tonight, so they were gonna hold the price, cause it went up quite a bit. Like, I don't remember percentage wise, 4, 5, 6%, but that's a lot on.
Oh, yeah, so they said they'd hold it for.
He said he would hold the
a while.
price,
Okay,
Partway through the month.
so the total cost of this, we could divide
divide
it.
it, so like the
Divide it to by
water, sewer,
and streets.
well, it's streets. It's mostly gonna be for water and sewer. The traceable rod would be for sewer, and then
Yeah.
the unit itself.
I'm just
Didn't
trying
you
to.
say electrical also could be
Yeah,
there?
but we don't have a lot of buried power. A lot of the power is through, like if the power has to get marked out, we can mark it out, our own and whatever we have. A lot of like the underground power is when we put in a ticket, that's through USIC.
Right.
They
I
do,
just
they do
think-
gas, power, you know, cable TV, fiber,
They do like up to the meter, right?
up
But then
to,
anything beyond the meter, like everything probably in the sewer plant,
right,
they won't mark out.
right.
Yeah, same, I've had to mark out all of our utilities. out
Any
of the sewer
private
plant
utilities, it could be dog fence, it could be private well lines, it could be, not well lines in the village, because
I'm
we
just
don't
trying
have.
I'm trying to think of how it might come
What
out
if-
of all
what if
three
we do
accounts.
like 40, 40, 20?
You
Yeah, the
could.
20 would be the general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure
So
out
the-
how we're gonna do it.
The
Yeah.
duck hunter, we could put that whole thing towards sewer, cause that would be for sewer.
Yeah,
And then the main unit itself, 11,060 or whatever, that could be divided, water and sewer. And then if you wanna put some towards streets,
well, it would be helpful.
we can do that.
Yeah,
If
40,
we could do
I
that.
would think like 40, 40, 20.
I mean, we do have underground power, that's our own. whether it be for lift stations, sewer lift stations, parks, any place that have buried power that's not owned by NYSEG.
Yeah, I knew you'd mentioned electrical, so I was thinking maybe that would weigh that.
Yeah, you could, absolutely you could.
That would be a way to, okay, that's, I'm just kinda trying to figure
How
we're gonna
which
do it.
accounts it comes out
Yeah.
of, yeah. So I'm asking
Other
for.
questions?
Sorry.
No? Any questions for John?
No, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely. No
Bill-
problem.
Still Bill to get to bed before, he gets up early, his day starts early, so he's done at 2:30.
So I guess we would need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we purchase the locator and accessories up to $13,000.
Yeah, that should give us enough to cover for freight.
We have a second on that?
Second.
Joel, you said second? Okay,
Nikki,
just, Joel said
oh,
second.
okay.
Other discussion, questions? That's enough for the freight also?
Yeah, it should be, I mean, the unit itself was $85 freight, but all the accessories, there was no, freight wasn't included in that, so I just wanna make sure we had enough,
I know,
cause you
Yeah.
never know.
I know.
The rodders, that duck hunter, that's, freight is on that, and it still was $200 cheaper, so I'm not worried about that one.
Yeah.
I can't see it being that much, it should
Okay.
be less than that. And I do, like I say, have another place that I called for the same identical items to see, and they haven't sent me my quote yet, but for some reason, if it's less, obviously, I would get it from them.
Okay, sounds good. All right, roll call.
Trustee Malinsky. Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog. Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. There you go.
Perfect. Thank you, John.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Congratulations. My birthday.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
we
no
do,
problem
we
at
do
all.
too.
No problem.
It's nice to have you here.
Yeah.
So when you run into
Anytime I
Brian,
can help.
when you run into Brian, call me, I'll be there to help you.
He's gonna give you some instruction.
Were you taking this,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
were you taking
No
this or
problem.
leaving it?
I'll
No.
take it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right. I don't know, Mike, do you just wanna continue with your report? You're
Sure.
still on if you want.
Okay,
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
so it's been fairly busy. We did have one water main break on Meadow Lane that we excavated and repaired. PRV vaults, the pressure reducing vaults, which we have 7 of them. I did do the maintenance on those. 2 of them, the PRVs are bad. I've got the line shut off. I'm waiting to get my quote so I can get the rebuild kit so we can get those back up and going. We did our water readings. We did have that cold temperatures around Christmas time, and we were using more water. So we did another set of readings after we had the couple days of thaw. And we did find, I think, 3 or 4 places that had water running that we were able to shut off. Some of them repairs were made, some of them they're still off because one place is abandoned, and the other place they're gonna worry about it in the spring, I guess. So that takes care of the water side. For streets, the contractors, they did get the sidewalks up on Main Street between Willow and Willow and a little bit onto just south of Willow Street on Route 9 completed before the cold and snow really set in. Somebody decided to walk down the sidewalk before it was cured. So we're gonna have to look at it in the spring. They may have to remove that sidewalk and replace it. They tried to come back the next day. I called them to let them know, and they tried to fill those spots, but I think they're gonna peel out. We'll just have to look at it later and see what happens there. The storms we've had lately, for the little bit of snow, boy, we used a lot of salt and sand. Just couldn't get the roads broke with the wind. We were going out twice a day. We've already mixed twice, so one more time of mixing, and I'll probably have to order some salt. Christmas tree, we've been doing Christmas tree pickup. I would assume it's probably just about done, but if anybody has Christmas trees, put them out curbside and we'll pick them up. We got 3 more today, so if they're not out by now, they're probably don't have any needles left on them. Sewer, I had a couple people with sewer issues. One of them ended up being a plug in a homeowner's line. They had somebody come out and they were able to get it open. The other one, the line had collapsed, and they hired a contractor and they came in, they installed new lines, so those was nothing on our end on either one of them. I mean, other than locating the mains, it was all done by the homeowners, and that was taken care of. We got a sewer plant, we have an issue with a relay, but the relay did come in and was changed out today. About every 5 days, the sewer plant would trip and we have to pay a guy to go in, overtime to go in and reset an alarm. So the unit was put in today. We'll see if it corrects the situation. If it doesn't, then I'm got some phone calls to make. They did some heat tapes and we're working on some punch list stuff. The electricians were today at the sewer plant. I don't know when the contractors will be back to finish. They got some chemical feed lines and a few things that they have to finish there. Haven't heard from them, so until we hear from them, we won't get their final payments.
Right.
Water plant, filtration plant, our boiler quit. I ended up having to, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, whatever it was, on a Friday, we had to go get a new boiler and put a new boiler in the water plant. The part we needed, circulator went on the boiler. It's a special circulator. Couldn't get it, and I couldn't leave the plant with no heat over for 3 or 4 days and take a chance of the plant freezing up. So we bought the same boiler, and did install it. It's up and running, and then I'm gonna see if I can find a circulator, and we'll just use the old one for a spare. If something happens, it was a direct swap out, so it made it a little bit easier. We didn't have to, other than buying a boiler, I did all the work, so we didn't have to spend a fortune and hire an outside contractor to come in and change it. Some of the curb stops along Main Street, we lowered, they were pretty high, we got those out of the way. We did a little brush trimming, just in between here, we get the nice days, some spots that we need to clean up. Other than that, there's been 2 or 3 places that people park their cars on the sidewalk and we can't get through with the sidewalk machine. So after this next storm, if it continues, I'm gonna go put some papers on the windshields, and if they leave them there, we're gonna tow them away.
Are they repeats?
Yeah, no driveway, they got like 4 cars in the yard, 2 of them are on the sidewalk, like
Yeah, we
every
can't
day,
have
so.
that. No.
The other thing is, please, your trash cans, I know you gotta put your trash out for trash day, but after your cans are picked up, please pull your cans back, away from the curb towards your house. Some people leave them out. It does make it tough. We don't like to tip them over because then the garbage is everywhere. So if you can, once your trash is picked up, please pull your trash cans back to your house out of the right of way. And that's all I have.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for all the hard work on all of you. For all of you, I know you're all working hard. Report from the code enforcement officer, you do have his report. Not a whole lot going on now. Don't know if you have any questions that you want me to share with Chris? Everyone had a chance to look through it. No questions? No questions? All right. I'll tell him to keep up the good work. Okay. Here is my report somewhere. Happy New Year to you all. It's been a cold start to 2025 with lots of wind blowing the snow across the roads and sidewalks. I thank our DPW crew for all their hard work, keeping the streets and sidewalks as clear as they can. I'm just going to echo what Mike just said. Remember to remove your garbage cans after pickup. And keep your cars off the road between 2 and 6 for the plow to pass safely. I would also like to thank everyone who made our holiday tree lighting so special. The hot chocolate served by the Dunkin' employees was delicious. We were very happy that Santa had time to stop and that the Champlain Fire Department was able to give him a ride over to Pocket Park. The arrival of Robert's decorated truck was an amazing surprise. Thanks to the Roberts family for all they do for the community. The Village of Champlain and the Town of Champlain are working together diligently on the new comprehensive plan. It is moving along. Please take the time to view the information on the town website regarding what we have done so far. This plan, when completed, will direct what we want to work on in the next decade or so. That could be businesses, recreation, housing, and so forth. So please look at that and read through what has been discovered so far. I'm starting the process of scheduling concerts for the summer. So far, we have one scheduled for the end of July. I'll get you the date if you want to do the food truck. Okay. Reach out to me if you have a band you would like to recommend. That goes to the board and all of the residents. In addition to summer events, we have 2 annual spring events that will take place. The Slow Art exhibit will be in early April, and Arbor Day / Earth Day will be held at the end of April. Those are always fun events. I know many of you have been following the story of the Champlain German Shepherd, a dog who had been running loose for well over a year. We were able to work with a specialist in trapping roaming dogs, and with the help of village residents who stopped feeding him, as well as another couple who agreed to have the trap placed in their yard with food, this dog was able to be safely and humanely trapped. He will be transferred to a shelter that specializes in German Shepherds. I have received information recently that the dog is skittish but doing very well. We are hoping he will be able to be adopted eventually and be loved by his new family. Also would like to wish a sincere welcome to Mahoney's Hideaway, a new restaurant in Champlain located in the back of the old Legion on Elm Street. I can guarantee that the food is delicious. We are delighted that Joey Mahoney decided to set up his business in Champlain. Thank you, Joey. Please like his Facebook page, tell people about the location, and spread the word. You can find his specials and hours on his Facebook page. And finally, I want to talk for just a moment about the long-term health effects of loneliness and isolation. We're hearing more and more about this. It's not just the elderly who may be housebound due to poor health. It's also young adults who feel a lack of connection to their community. I urge all of you to reach out to your neighbors. Something simple as hold the door for a stranger, engage people in short conversations. These small actions might be the best thing for someone on a particular day. We are a small community who is known to care for each other. I see that every day, and I thank you for that friendliness. Thank you all so much. All right, so now we have the reports from the trustees. Joel, you want to start?
Yeah, I have nothing to report.
Okay. Chuck?
Nothing to report?
Nikki?
Thank you to all the families that came to the Christmas Kids Craft event. It was really busy this year, so it was nice to see. We had about 15, I think, participants for the candy cane hunt, which was also a really fun time. I have not set a date yet for the next, is it the cooking class that I had set up? I will do that soon. There's still plenty of time for that.
Yeah.
It may be around break, winter school break. And that's pretty much all I have. Oh no, the library. We had a Christmas sale, which we do every year. And that is held with donations that people give the library when they go through and pack up their Christmas decorations. If there's something that you don't want or need anymore, the library's always taking it. It went well this year. Our new director really enjoyed it, and she's already collecting for next year. And we have a trustee who is retiring, looking for at least one. We would like to have 2 more board members in the library, so to spread the word, we are looking for volunteers for that. That's all I have.
Just to add to what Nikki was talking about with the children, we have started a Champlain play group for mothers or caregivers and young children between birth and age 4, I think, 4 or 5. It has been meeting on Fridays at 10 at the meeting house. We may be changing that day. Join the Champlain Moms Group Facebook page and you can keep up with that. And then I also have a report from Kim Champlain, who couldn't be here tonight. So I'm going to read her message. Jeff Morlock, head bus driver, and Lorna Tatro, head of transportation, would like to personally recognize Mike Joliker for his professionalism and communication with the NCCS Transportation Department regarding road closures and assistance with making sure the drivers are aware of issues. Thank you very much, Mike. And for Kim's report, I would like to personally thank Mike Joliker for stopping one day when I was at a drop-off to be sure I was not in trouble and broke down. I really appreciated that, given the fact that the temperatures were frigid. Thank you, Mike. So I wanted to share that. All right, report from the clerk treasurer.
Okay, so do we wanna do transfers first?
Yeah, let's do
Oh,
that.
everybody has their December report for expenses and revenues.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do the transfers first.
Okay, so transfer to A80 20.4 planning contractual $50 from A80 10.4 zoning contractual $50 to F83 10.2 water administration equipment meter and parts $10,000 from F83 89.4 other water expenses $10,000 and to F83 20.4 source of supply electricity and natural gas $5,000 from F83 40.2 transmission and distribution equipment $5,000.
May I have a motion to approve these transfers?
So moved.
Oh, I think that was,
Around.
you were together on that one.
Oh, it doesn't,
Okay.
Chuck, Nikki?
Chuck, Nikki. Questions on these transfers? Nope. Roll call?
Trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
Do you wanna do the warrant first and then we'll do the water replacement?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it that way.
The warrant, we have additional invoices of $18,268.08 for a total warrant of $105,438.59.
Mhm.
May I have a motion to approve the warrant with the additional invoices?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, how about any questions?
What's PB?
What's what?
PB?
Planning board. Planning board.
Should know.
Or peanut butter, but we didn't have any peanut butter. No questions about any of it? All right, roll call.
Trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
aye,
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
We also have some main water line replacement project bills. Do you want me to read them separate or just the total?
You mean read each one of the?
Yeah.
No, it can just be the total.
The water main replacement project, a total of $166,362.49. And we have, do you wanna do both together?
No, I was gonna,
Okay.
let's get a motion for the water line replacement
so moved.
and a second.
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 Any discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
We have one bill for wastewater treatment plant disinfection and improvement for Barton and Judas for $1,408.75.
And would someone make a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. Thank you, Juanita. Oh, we already had the report from the superintendent.
This probably long, this one.
Correspondence, please.
Correspondence from Chad Dupree regarding water and sewer service fees. Correspondence from New York State DOT regarding shared services agreement and letter of support for Lake Champlain Basin programs.
So we did put the letter from Chad on the new business, but it is something that we do need to discuss. It doesn't have to, we don't have to come to any decision tonight, but he does bring up a point that we have a service charge, but in some cases, some buildings have not only do they not have service, they don't have something to give them service, right, Mike?
Right, so in this situation here, he has a place down below the hill here he bought, and he is going to tear the house down. He started to clean it up. He wants to eventually put a garage there. So we were putting a new water main through in front of his property, and I had asked him, what his plans were, and he told me he's tearing the place down, he wants to put a garage. I said, "Are you gonna have water or sewer there?" And he said, "Yeah, I'd like to put water in my garage." And I said, "If you put water or sewer in your garage, you're gonna have a service line fee just like a house." So he said, "No, never mind then. I mean, if he wants to put a water line from his house to the garage, he can do that, it's going through his meter." So he said, "No, let's not." So when we put the new line through, we never tapped the main, hooked him. The line that went to the house that was there was actually taken out, and the same thing with sewer, was dug out and capped. So he has no services from our main in the front to that existing building. I think it was a little misunderstanding. I think he thought from that day forward that he would no longer, usually if you have a dwelling on the property, you pay the service charge whether you take water or don't. This situation's a little bit different because he doesn't even have service lines anymore going from our main to that dwelling until he takes it down. So there was a little miscommunication. I don't know if I didn't explain it well enough or if he didn't understand it well enough. Most places, if you have a building with a service there, if you're not using the building, whatever it may be, they still get the service charge. This one is like a different animal because now there's no lines going to his building. So I don't know if the board needs to look at it. Does he not get charged? Do you have to change something in our code? It's kind of a different case.
It's different, for sure.
Scenario than any other
Yeah.
we've had. Either you had service with a building or you had a building that was discontinued, but you still had the services available to you. We could go turn them on.
Yeah,
In this case, he has no lines in between the main and his building. He's looking to see if the board would not charge him, the service charge anymore because he has no lines that we can go turn on to give him those services. He's gonna be tearing the building down anyway, but until he gets it tore down, he's getting charged quarterly, the service charge, which no longer has a line between the main and his building.
yeah.
He thought the day that we dug it out and unhooked it, that he wasn't paying, that it was all done to service charges, and that's not the case, because we didn't have anything written in the code that
Yeah.
shows, and it's just a different,
It's
it's in between, yeah.
Mhm.
So that we don't have anything written to show in this situation, it's almost like a different case.
Yeah,
So the board needs to
mean-
look at it and decide how they go about it. Do they continue to charge him, or do they say this case is it different and, okay, we're not gonna charge them anymore for that quarterly charge?
Yeah, well, I mean, it hardly seems fair to charge a service fee when you have no option for service. I mean, I understand that we have always gone by a building on a lot, that means you have access to water somehow, and then you pay the service fee. But he doesn't even have a way to get water.
There's no line current shut off or anything in between,
Right.
or any sewer hooked
Yeah.
up, that's already been all dug out and capped.
Right.
So there's no way if he wanted it, it wouldn't be easy to put it back.
Do we have vacant lots? Do they get charged a service fee for a vacant lot?
No,
They don't.
if there's a building on it, they do.
Typically, if there's a building.
Am I correct, Mary?
Yes.
Yes, if there's a building, that's what determines it.
Right,
So according to what we've been doing, yes, he has a building, but this is really different because he has
You remove the lines.
Right, we removed,
he has no line.
yeah, it's a different circumstance
Yeah.
in this one situation.
Yeah. So it seems like we need to adjust somehow if you, I don't know
I mean,
if
this
any other
typically
people-
doesn't happen.
What?
This typically doesn't happen.
No, and
What
I can't
happened
think of
here-
another place where it has happened, where the,
Me neither. It's just the way that, I mean, it's not like every day you're putting new water mains in.
yeah,
But that was the time, there's no sense of costing us that much more infrastructure if he's not gonna use it.
yeah,
And that's the only reason why I said to him, it's up to you, but, you know, you would be paying, and he said no. And it just happens, he hasn't taken the building down yet because he started to clean up, but obviously he's gonna do asbestos survey and there's a lot of costs, he's trying to clean it up.
So it's a place that's conjoined with the house that he has, that he lives in?
well, it's
He bought the lot
side by
next door.
side, but it's a separate lot,
Okay,
so it's a.
I mean, could you just make some sort of exemption for people who have conjoining lots who wanna put their line to just one?
Well,
No.
whether he takes water, whether he runs a line from his place to the garage, that wouldn't matter to us, cause it would still go through his meter, we'd still get charged. It's usually if you have a service that goes to that building. So usually if you have a building, you get charged for a service, but in this situation, there's no more, connection in between, there's no line in between, there's no,
We remove the line.
we removed the line, the village, well, the contractors did, because there was no sense of putting the extra, costing us an extra couple $1,000s, whatever it may be, to hook that up if he's not gonna use it. So that's why we got rid of it, there's not a lot of real estate there either.
Right,
There's so much in the ground, that was a tough stretch. It's the house just below the hill. Second one, the one in between,
the white block.
The white-
yeah, the white block ones,
straight around the curve,
he's gonna be taking it down.
yeah,
But like everything, it takes money and it takes, he did start to clean it up, but that was an eyesore for a while.
yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think we can rush into anything tonight, but do you want maybe some verbiage to be developed and sent out to the board to look over to see how we could add a line to address this kind of situation maybe?
I mean, this typically doesn't happen, it's the first time, but at least if something did happen in the future, you'd have something.
Yeah, because a service fee for an impossible service doesn't really seem fair.
There is a part in our codes book that does, at the end of that water chapter, does refer to a variance in situations. In certain
Okay.
situations that I can make copies for you,
That'd be
you can look
great.
at that. What the code is and then
Right.
what might be able to be done.
Okay, that would be really helpful.
It's kind of a special case in this
Yeah.
one instance,
Yeah,
typically don't see that.
right. Okay, so is everyone fine with that? And then we'll address it at the next meeting and, I'll let Chad know that we're discussing it. We'll come up with something. Okay. Decorating contest winners, I'm very happy to announce the winners of the Village of Champlain decorating contest. These aren't in any particular order, they're all being recognized. So we have Trevor Gamache and Anita Bailey on Moore Street. We have Hannah Gooley on Church Street, and Nanette and Arthur Hebert on Spruce Street. And thanks to everyone that decorated, we had some really beautiful decorations this year. And congratulations to those 3 households, they were really, really spectacular. So thank you so much. Code enforcement officer contract. It's that time of the year when we re-sign our shared service agreement with the town of Champlain on the code officer. I'm assuming you all took the time to read this. The shared service fee's gone up a little bit, of course, because salaries go up and other costs go up. You can see that our total sum is proposed to be $14,572.48, and it's paid annually in 4 equal quarterly installments. I don't know if you have any questions about this. Our code officer works here 8 hours a week. He's doing a great job. I would say that he always is quick to respond when we have questions. So if you don't have any questions at all, I mean, we also have the software fee. He does schedule time with me to come in weekly. But this agreement is pretty much the same as we had last year, just with the change in cost. If no one has any suggestions, I'll entertain a motion. Did you say something?
I said, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Does that mean that's a motion?
You said you asked if there's no change. I didn't say
Okay,
So move
all
to
right.
review.
Is there a second?
Second.
No other discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Under old business, we have the purchase of the fire station.
You didn't do the polling place.
The what?
The polling
Oh,
place.
oh, I skipped the polling one,
Yes,
didn't
you
I?
did.
Oh, that got out of order in my pile. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's right here. It got put on the bottom. Okay, the polling place. Resolution polling place and time 2025 elections, Village of Champlain. Whereas the next village election for offices of the Village of Champlain, New York will be held on March 18th, 2025. And whereas the Board of Trustees of said village must designate by resolution the polling place and hours which the polls shall be open per section 15-104-3B of the State of New York election law, then be it therefore resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Champlain has determined the polling place shall be at the Village of Champlain office, 11104 Route 9, Champlain, New York, with the polls being open from 12 noon to 9 p.m. And be it further resolved that as required by section 15-104-3B of the state election law, notice of said village polling place and time, the polls will be given at least 60 days prior to said election. This resolution shall take effect immediately. May I have a motion to accept?
so moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. Thank you. Now we'll do old business. The only thing we have on this is the purchase of the fire station. I have no new information except that Mike and I are going to meet with Stan on Friday to talk about how well our vehicles and equipment will fit in the existing building right now. So we haven't had that discussion yet.
So
Time is,
What time is that, at 9:30?
Look at my email.
9:30 or 10 on
I
Friday?
copied you, but I sent them
Yeah,
a
you did.
list of all the vehicles and lengths and widths,
I saw that.
just to try to get an idea.
I don't know if I got an answer from him though on that
I don't-
Friday.
I hadn't.
I think I had proposed 9:30. I'll have to let you know. Would you like to be here?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike can tell me if we got a response.
I don't see one. I don't see one.
Okay, so that's where we're at right now. And the first question is, I mean, the building would be useful, but is it going to be adequate? Anything else about the fire station you wanna add? Okay. No response, Mike?
No response.
No response,
No.
okay. Okay. Is there anything else that should come before the board? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. You're too slow, Nick.
You need to be second?
Yeah, definitely was Chuck was just like a tiny bit ahead of you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, everyone.